Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about everything coming in the brand new version 16.50 update, which is popping tomorrow, as well as all the details for you guys regarding the upcoming season 7, the live event, and so much more with the world of Fortnite. If you guys happen to be new around here, roughly 80% of you guys that watch aren't subscribed, so tap that subscribe button. We've got map change videos popping tomorrow and much more, which we're going to be exploring as well towards the end of this video, giving you guys some predictions for that. So first off, what do we have from Fortnite? Well, they tweeted out a few minutes ago saying basically version 16.50 is scheduled to release tomorrow around 4 AM Eastern time or 8 o'clock UTC. I'll be up bang on the dot for you guys. This will probably be the final update this season, which leaves questions for the live event and so much more, which we'll explore in a sec. That's if the season doesn't get extended. But let's have a look what Fortnite also tweeted about what is coming in this update. So some interesting stuff here and some very interesting topics which I really want to kind of expand on. Version 16.50 brings a fan favorite comes out of the vault. Now we don't know 100% what that's going to be, but we assume it's possibly going to be the dual pistols, because that is a quest, a legendary quest, which will be live sometime next week. So we assume the unvaulted weapon will be dual pistols. We also see survey and OOC large space in creative. So this looks like it's going to be a larger island in creative, maybe a sand theme with maybe some sort of environment changing stuff going on with that little kind of, I get the kind of vibe that's what it possibly could be, kind of allowing us to build like adventure modes and stuff. I feel like that's maybe what it's going to be, mainly just larger space and maybe even endless, like maybe even endless memory. I don't know if that could be a thing, but who knows? Maybe Fortnite will actually go that far and decide, you know, we'll make some creative maps with just crazy amount of stuff. So let's hope that Fortnite do add something crazy there on the creative side. I'm suspecting it's going to be larger islands overall, so maybe a bigger space, bigger memory overall, and generally just a huge creative island for us to create stuff on. Again, interesting to see that they are moving into the creative space here and expanding that and putting it on their second point for this list. This really does show how much Fortnite are trying to push creative. And yet I could debate a lot about that and discuss creative itself. It has many problems, and if you guys would like a video on that, on my thoughts about creative, I love Fortnite creative, I love creating maps and stuff, but getting your maps out there is very difficult to the point where it makes me not want to create maps. So this is the problem we've got in the Fortnite creative community. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see my feedback and hear what I think about Fortnite creative and how it's done and how it's run and basically all the different portals and all that sort of stuff, what's going on with like all the different game modes and how hard it is to get your maps out there. I'll definitely make a separate video if anyone is interested on that, just let me know. So next one as well is coming in with the next Wild Week, which they do tease, which starts on June the 3rd. This is spend your bars big in the next Wild Week, which will look like it'll be a spending one with maybe reduced bars, maybe on like sale price items like they did last season for the end of the season. Again, nothing too super fun there, to be honest, and kind of a little bit of a letdown in my opinion from what we have there. So yeah, that is like an overview of like the 3 points. Obviously there'll be more in this update as well. Sadly, it doesn't look like there will be any new NPCs or anything like that. It's probably mainly going to be map change focused leading up to the end of the season, where next season will possibly start on the date which they've confirmed it to be, which would be June the 8th. So I don't know if that will actually still go ahead. I feel like the season will be slightly extended by a few days, maybe a week, because if this week Wild Week does start on June the 3rd, you add 7 days onto that, that takes you to June the 10th. So I'm assuming the Wild Week will probably extend the season by like 3 or 4 days, maybe even like a week and a bit, but still that could leave room for a live event as well. So those who have been asking, Pat, what about live event? What do I think is going to happen this season? Well, it's quite obvious that Raz has taken a big part in the storyline. He's definitely been involved with the Spire and taken part of the Cube's element to activate his abilities which he's using, or should I say the dark element. I created a seasonal storyline video at the start of the season, and I still stand by that theory where IO control the lightning and stuff and they have control of it, but it looks like Raz himself has been infected by that and actually became part of IO. We also have the Batman stuff going on in Fortnite, which generally isn't the best storyline so far. We are at a point now where the Batman storyline is kind of just on the outer skirts. It's just leading into next season. I do think in the next few comics we'll start to see the better side of that story. The story is really interesting and stuff, but it really is just Batman in the loop repeating himself, trying to break out, and IO just interacting with him. That's basically all the story is telling us at the minute, just an interaction between them, and obviously the introduction of Deathstroke, which to be honest isn't too major for me in my opinion on the Fortnite storyline just yet. We haven't seen anything really too big in them first 3 comics other than IO definitely watching him on the most recent one. Basically, if you haven't read the comics, the third most recent one is got kind of like speech bubbles from an external standpoint, so as if someone is watching Batman on a screen, just like we saw in the Chapter 2 event for Midas Season 2. So that's the sort of vibe I'm getting from it, but I'm excited to see where the next comics are going to go, because I do think that's going to be the important stuff. This has just all been like the lead up and the setup to this. That's where the story, in my opinion, hasn't been like the best, as in like telling us what's going on in the world of Fortnite. They're great comics, but not like, in my opinion, not that sort of kind of stuff that I wanted yet. But I think maybe these next 3 will give us some clues to the lore in Fortnite, which is going to be exciting stuff. I also feel like this season they've really tried and pointed towards the lore, but I've literally felt like they're not really pointing towards much that I don't already know. You know what I mean? They're kind of just reinforcing the points which you've already made. They're not giving us new like leads or new areas to look at and go, yeah, this. They're just kind of going, yep, Pat, the dark element is really crucial. I are in control of it. Here's Raz. He's now gone into the spire and been infected by it. There isn't really much going on really that side. We obviously have the 0 point in the center. Maybe the foundation could be next season's Battle Pass skin, and maybe even an event this season or the start of next season. Now, my opinion on the starting events, I don't like them. I think it's a very annoying way to start a season. Not only did it glitch for me, where it put me straight into the season, so I already knew the spire was there, because I didn't want to spoil anything, and it did, because the event didn't play, so I was really disappointed on that. But also, it's a solo event. Wasn't a fan. I love the event. It was really cool, but I don't like it at the start of the season. It doesn't hype up the season. You are hyped for the season, not the event. I feel like when there's an event, a break, then a season, the hype is doubled. Do you know what I mean? If you get me? That's the sort of vibe I get off it. I generally don't think having a kind of event during like the pre-start of the season, just as it launches, is a good idea. I personally forgot about this event the second I went into Battle Royale and started exploring the island. I lost interest in it. I didn't want to like look into it as much, and it wasn't really the same as it usually is because it didn't have other players in. You know what I mean? It was just me running around, and it was cool. Like the first time I experienced it, because I got the season spoiled to me because it didn't put me in the lobby, which was very annoying, and I was very disappointed with that. That is the case why I didn't really enjoy it, and also I don't think it builds as much hype. So let's hope if there is going to be a live event, it's going to be at the end of the season and not the start of the season, or even the middle of the season of Season 7. You know, I wouldn't mind that. I actually wouldn't mind that if they went, you know what, guys, we're going to pop the event week 4 of Season 7. Bring some hype to the season, change it dynamically, the world as well, and only have like a short period. You know, like similar to what we had with the Midas event. You know, the one from Season 2? We had a world change entirely. When the water started coming up around the sides of the storm, that was huge. That was like massive, but it was only there for a few days, you know? Like, why make such a big change if it's not going to be there for a long time? Now, obviously, it was originally intended to be there for a while, but it had to delay the event for some reason. I can't remember the exact reason why it was delayed. I think it was due to like the world circumstances at the time or something. I can't remember 100% the reason why it was delayed, but the event was delayed, and then that actually led to kind of like this water thing with the storm not really lasting very long. I thought it was going to start like that and continue to be like that throughout the Season 3, but it wasn't. And again, Season 3 was a very short season. Also, I think it felt really short because Season 2 was delayed and it shouldn't have been. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely an interesting one. Some really interesting stuff been going on this chapter. Now, the next point I want to make, it's a little bit off topic, but it is on topic. It's back to the topic of tournaments. Now, I've been talking to a few leakers in the group chats, and we've just generally been discussing where did we find like our most like fun points in Fortnite. And I came to a conclusion that, you know, for me, this chapter, my most fun I've had on Fortnite, excluding the creative LTMs, has been these kind of unique LTMs, from Marvel Knockout to Graph G, especially Graph G. I think the Graph G Cup was the most fun I've had in Fortnite since the original Chapter 6 and Season 7. Since the original Chapter 1 stuff, where it would go from Season like 1 to 5, 6, that was like the major like fun point. But this Graph G Cup had me playing every region other than Asia and Australia due to the ping. I'd never had that much fun ever. Like, I was literally waking up desperate to play that mode because it was so fun, so unique, and pros and sweats, they didn't know what to do, which generally made that mode one of the most fun modes I've ever played in Fortnite for a very long time. And these skin cups really should follow that model. The skin cups should be for casuals to advertise the skin. Honestly, doing solo, duos, squads, trios as standard skin cups, it's just a joke. Like, seriously, do not, I don't know, like, I'm sat here like, come on, please, just allow us to have a unique cup, you know, like the Marvel knockout stuff, something so unique where we can have a lot of fun in and not be stuck here doing some sort of standard solo duos or trios cup or whatever it is, the standard battle royale mode. That's not fun. That is really not fun. You just get battered by sweats. I would only compete in it for the spray, like I said. Look what we had in the past. We had a fishing tournament, we had an apple tournament, we had the Gref G, Lackey, laser beam cups. All of them were super fun. Marvel knockout was super fun, and even season 2 they were testing a bunch of modes like the standard knockout, the payload and stuff. Why didn't we have tournaments in them modes? Why have we got tournaments on these casual cups for the skins in standard solo duo squads? We know it's too difficult. Every casual player knows that it's too difficult to win in these modes. So please Fortnite, consider putting in unique LTMs for these cups. I've mentioned in the past, I've tweeted out lots of different ideas for these. Deathstroke one, for example, you could use pickaxe damage 50 because maybe you use your sword and stuff like his Deathstroke. You could do weapon damage reduced down to like reduced by 90%, so you got to eliminate people with pickaxes. You could have limited mats. You could have like 100 mats for each player. You could even have jetpacks, grapplers, you know, unique movement items like shockwaves, impulses, you know, all this stuff you could think into one LTM. That's just me just randomly talking at the top of my head on this video. You could literally create such a nice LTM, but they don't. I don't know why. If someone said to me, Pat, you got to create every LTM for these cups, I could go, all right, let me just look at the character, look at the theme, and put some stuff next to it and make it flow nicely, just like the Gref G, just like the Lackey, just like the laser beam. That sort of stuff was so fun, so unique. But honestly, we have not had a cup that I've competed in a very long time properly since that Gref G and laser beam one, because I don't enjoy it. I simply will not play in standard cups. They're so boring. They're too difficult. Too many sweats, so I avoid it. I get it for the wrap or the spray or whatever's for free at the time. Obviously, is it a spray? I think it is a spray, yeah. So if you want your free spray, just play in the cup. One game, 8 points, sit in a car for the whole thing, back out. Simple as. Never play it again until they bring out new LTMs. I don't know. I just really got really annoyed with it, and I really want Fortnite to do something because it should have a unique mode, but I don't know. That's my opinion. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's content, which I can't wait to show you guys. I can't wait to show you guys what's going on with the map, storyline and stuff. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff regarding storyline, obviously, leading up to the end of the season 7. So expect a little bit more on that side. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And once again, this is postboxpat, signing out.